My Hero Academia's final arc is showing no signs of stopping. I'm your host, Aaron, and if I sound a little stuffy, I'm sorry, I've been a little sick recently. Today we'll be reviewing Chapter 340 of My Hero. We once again continue with the theme of the last chapters, as this is titled A Story of How We All Became Heroes Part 3. The chapter with a shot of Central Hospital. It's explained that there's multiple police stations nearby, which allow for more in-depth work. Then All Might is seen. He says that Aoyama's investigation is ongoing. With him is Hawks, who states that having less people involved, the better. He also says the Genist and Endeavor will lead the main hero force. Perhaps we will get to see Dabi vs Todoroki family sooner than we think. Surprisingly, Ragdoll is also there. She wants to be of help in the investigation. As she knows her quirk is being used maliciously, it's nice to see her again, especially with a civilian outfit. Hori excels in casual wear. Anyway, she asks for all the details and All Might begins explaining. This plan is neither their best nor the second best, but as All Might puts it, it's the only plan they have to separate Shigaraki and All For One. Shigaraki's power has now surpassed All For One's in his prime, which is clear from the data the US pilots collected. All Might also points out that there's no clear indication of how formed Shigaraki's shared consciousness is. Plus, separating them is the only way to win, as even All Might recognizes they couldn't stand a chance if it was Shigaraki and All For One working together. It's called into question why All For One wasn't with Shigaraki at the Stars and Stripes battle. To this, All Might explains that All For One wouldn't have troubled himself with conflicting with himself either, knowing his own name would condemn him to New Order. For the plan to work, Shigaraki and All For One must be separated by a minimum of 10 kilometers. However, it is pointed out that Dabi acts as a vanguard for both of them. This plan would have no chance of succeeding if they do not also isolate Dabi. But All Might says that they must also isolate all the main villains and stop them one by one. Finally, we're given the villain fight matchups that we've been waiting for. This conversation switches to Aoyama. All Might says he's still afraid, but some are still skeptical about Aoyama. To this, All Might says he wants to believe in Aoyama, plus Aizawa, and perspective changes to Aizawa and Aoyama. A wall of glass separates the two and Aoyama is chained up. It's revealed Aoyama isn't rigged to explode, because All For One controlled his family only through fear. Aizawa realizes this, and knows Aoyama is still afraid. He asks Aoyama if he's still scared, and he says he's lucky to have friends who cares about him, and knows he's still scared enough to still listen to All For One. In tears, he tells Aizawa he just wants to go somewhere alone and die. In response, Aizawa tells him that what he did isn't inexcusable, and he may very well be expelled from UA, but his only option is to fight. Aoyama says he knows he must fight, and Aizawa assures him that he'll be accountable for the Hero Corps students, including himself. He affirms they'll protect Aoyama, especially his friends. Aoyama sets up a determined expression and asks how he's supposed to help. To this, Aizawa replies Aoyama isn't going in alone. Then we end with a shot of Shinzo in his hero costume. I must admit, the post looks very much like Spider-Man. Plus, it's exciting to know we'll finally see Shinzo get his hero spotlight. Unfortunately, this chapter was mostly dialogue, but we did learn some really important tidbits and points. That about wraps up the review though. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Once again, I'm your host, and we'll catch you all later.